children, today we are going to learn the first chapter of Maths of Standard 6, Basic Concepts in Geometry. It's the part 1. So here is the figure of a rangoli given. Okay, here is the figure. Okay, and here are the questions. Okay, here are the questions given. So can you see these questions? So it's telling we have to discuss this question, and the questions which are given, I am going to answer the question. Okay. So let's discuss it and know and understand it. Okay, so I'm going to read the question and also answer the questions. Let's discuss. Complete the rangoli, then have a class discussion with the help of the following questions. Here are some questions given. I'm going to answer your questions also. What kind of surface do you need for making a rangoli? What kind of surface we need? We need a flat surface for making a rangoli. We need a flat surface, a plain surface. If we have plain surface, then only the rangoli will be nice and good, and it will be proper. Okay, so you understood the first answer? Okay, we have done the first answer. I told you. Okay, now the second one. How do you start making a rangoli? How do you start making a rangoli? We start making a rangoli with dots. These are dots. Okay, these are dots. How do you start making a rangoli? With dots. We start making the rangoli with dots. Can you see this? This is also known as point. The definition is given down. I'll explain you that also. Okay, so you understood? We start making a rangoli with dots. Okay, we have done the second answer also. Now the third question. What did you do in order to complete the rangoli? Okay. What did you do in order to complete the rangoli? We joined dots with line to complete the rangoli. We joined dots with line. Yes? Can you see this? I am making you one more. I am making a rectangle here. Okay? So, we join dots with line to complete the rangoli. We join dots to complete the rangoli. Okay? You understood? Okay. So, we have done the 3 answers. Now, the fourth one. Name the different shapes you see in the rangoli. What shapes we see? Don't count these girls, okay? Because I have did it. Okay. Now we have to count the shapes. Name the different shapes. What are the shapes? Here it's a square, here is a square, here is a square, here is a rectangle. Here is triangle, here is square, here is square, and here is a line. So these are the different shapes in the rangoli. So I have finished the fourth answer also. Okay. Now this is some different question from the normal one. Would it be possible to make a rangoli on a scooter or on an elephant's back? Can we make a rangoli on elephant's back? Can we make? No, it is impossible. We can't make on a scooter the rangoli or on the elephant's back. It's impossible. Can we make it? No, it is impossible. We can't do it. Okay, so this is the answer for it is no, impossible it is. So we have done the fifth answer also. Now, what is the sixth question asking? When making a rangoli on paper, what do you use to make the dots? When making a rangoli on paper, we use a pen or a pencil to make a dot. We use a pen. Okay. We use a pen. We use a pen or a pencil. Pen or pencil we can use. Okay. When making a rangoli on paper, we use a pen or pencil. So you understood? So we have done the sixth question, the answer for these questions which was asked. So let's do the definition part. So children, now we are going to learn all the definitions. So let's learn. Now there are definitions, so I'm going to read and also make you understand. So let's read. Points. The name of the first definition is points. So let's read. A point is shown by a tiny dot. A point. Can you see this figure? Can you see this? This is a point. Okay. It is a point, or it is known as a tiny dot also. We can use a pen or a sharp pencil to make the dot. Okay, we can use, as I told you, we can use a pen or a sharp pencil to make the dot. The dots in the rangoli are the symbol for points. Now girls, as I showed you this rangoli up, that this rangoli which I showed you is the symbol for point. Okay, are the symbols for point. A point can be given a name. Capital letters of the alphabet are used to name a point. Okay, capital letters of the alphabet. Can you see this figure? Capital letters are given name for the point. Can you see? Okay, capital letters are given name for it. Okay, the points P, A and T are shown in the figure alongside. Can you see this figure? Can you see this? Only capital letters are given name for the point, right? P, A and T. Point P, point A and point T. So only capital letters are allowed. If you write small letters, you will get no marks for that if you have an exam. Okay? So girls, now you may have understood the meaning, what is the meaning of points. Now we'll continue with our next definition. So children, now we are going to learn line segments and lines. What are line segments and lines? Okay, I'll explain. Are line segment and lines one? Are they different? Yes, they are different. They are not same. They are different. So I will explain you. Okay, so let's read and I'll make you understand also. Take 2 points A and B on a sheet of paper. On a sheet of paper. Now girls, your figure is drawn here, and listen up, and join them using a ruler. Okay, join them using a ruler. We get the straight line AB. Yes, we got the straight line AB. Can you see this? Okay. Can we extend this line further on the side of point B? Can we extend it? One more question. On the side of point A, how far can we extend it? Can we extend it? Yes, we can extend it. We can extend the line in both directions till the edge of the paper. Yes, can you see this figure? It is extending till the whole paper. You can extend that lines. If the paper is very big, the line can be very, very long too. Yeah, if the paper is very big, huge paper, so the line can be very long. Understood? We can extend the line. It's not like that you don't extend it. We can extend. Okay? How long would the line be on a playing field? Okay? So here. Okay? Let's imagine that we can extend this line forever without any limits on both sides. Let's imagine. Okay? Let's imagine that we can extend this line forever without any limits, no limits, okay? Without any limits on both the sides, okay? To show this extended line on paper, we use arrowheads at both ends. Use arrowheads. Can you see this? They are known as arrowheads. At both ends of a line. Use arrowheads at both ends of a line. Both ends. Can you see this figure? Yes. mathematics, when we say line, we mean straight line. What we mean? In mathematics, when we say line, we mean straight line, a very straight line. The first line that we drew was from point A to point B. It was a piece of segment. Yes, it was a piece of segment. Okay, here the figure is of the longer line. It was a piece of segment of the longer line. A line segment has 2 points showing its limit. Yeah, a line segment has 2 points showing the line segment shows its limits. Okay, has 2 points showing its limits. They are called endpoints. Yes, a line segment has 2 points. They are known as endpoints. What they are known as? Endpoints. Okay, we write line segment AB as segment AB. Yes, as segment AB. Okay, we can write in the seg, SEG seg. You can write AB. In short, okay, A and B are its endpoints. Yes, A and B are its endpoints. Can you see this? A and B are its endpoints. Okay. Okay. A line is named using a small letter or by using any 2 points on the line. Okay, a small letter. Okay, a small letter. Okay, a small letter or by using any 2 points. Any 2 points. Okay, on the line. Yes, on the line. Right? Can you see this line? On the line. Line L has been shown alongside. Its name can be also written as line PQ or line QP. Yes, we can write as PQ and QP. Okay, so the whole para was telling about line segment and line. So girls, did you all understood? Okay, so let's continue with the definition. Let's go to the next one. So children, now we are going to learn rays. What are rays? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, look at the pictures. Okay, look at the pictures. Can you see these 2 pictures? Okay, what do you see? Rays starting from the sun go forward in all directions. Light rays from the torch also start from a point and go forward continuously in one direction. Okay. Now, can you see this? What is this? Can you see this part? What is this, girls? That is known as rays. What are they? Rays. Now, when sun is there, the rays, the shine of it goes forward in all the directions. The light of the rays, right? Okay, it goes in all direction. Okay, now can you see this? Now they are known as rays. The light which comes off a torch also is known as rays. Okay, a ray is a part of a line. It starts at one point and goes forward continuously in the same direction. The starting point of a ray is called its origin. Here's P is the origin. An arrowhead is drawn to show that the ray is infinite in direction of Q. The figure can be read as ray PQ. Now a ray, can you see this figure of ray? This is a ray. Okay, it's a ray. Now this is the figure. Once it starts at one point. It starts at one point and goes on forward continuously in that only direction, in that same direction. The starting point of a ray is called its origin. Here P is the origin. Okay, as it is written, the starting point of a ray is called as origin. So P here is the origin of this figure. Here's P is the origin. Okay, An arrowhead is drawn to show that the ray is infinite in the direction of Q. Okay, it is infinite in the direction of Q. The figure can be read as ray PQ. Yeah, we can read the figure as ray PQ. But we can't read as QP. It's not the right way to read because it's written here also. The ray PQ is not read as ray QP. We can't read it ulta. We have to read it as it is. We can't do the wrong one. Okay, the ray PQ is read as PQ only. We can't do it at QP PQ. No, it is read as whatever it is. So let's go to the next definition. So children, now it is concurrent lines and the point of concurrence. Many of the people were telling, is point of concurrence and the concurrent lines are same? No, both are different. Both have difference. Now what it is telling, we have to understand it and do what it's telling. Okay, now draw a point on the blackboards. Girls, I am taking a book. Every student now draw a line that passes through the point. How many such lines can be drawn? Draw a point on a paper and use your ruler to draw lines that pass through it. How many such lines can you draw? Now it's telling us to draw. Here the figure is given, but I'm drawing it. Okay, so we have to, if I take a point M, if I take point M and so many lines passes through it, from the point M so many lines can pass. One line can pass, this 2 line, 3 line, an infinite number of lines can pass through a point. An infinite number of lines can pass through a point. Okay, can pass through a point. Okay, so here's the figure given. Can you see this? This is known as the lines which pass here. Can you see this, girls? Can you see? This is the point P. P is the point of concurrent, and these I'll draw you here and show you. All the lines are the concurrence line. Okay, now it's here, the definition is given. We are going to read it. An infinite number of lines can be drawn through a point. Yeah, infinite number. Can you see this figure? Can be drawn through a one point. When two or more lines pass through the same point, they are called concurrent lines. Pass through the same point are called concurrent lines. And the common point through which they pass is called the point of concurrence. This is the point which all the lines passes, then it is known as the point of concurrent. In the figure alongside, which is the point of concurrent? Name it. So I'm going to tell you which is the point of concurrent. Which is the point of concurrent? Okay, I'm writing it here. Okay, the point the point of concurrent, right? Concurrent. Okay, concurrence is P in the figure alongside. side. So now you got it. What is the point of concurrence? So the point of concurrence is P in the figure along side. So here, can you see this figure? In this figure, P is the point of concurrence, right? Okay. So let's go to our next definition. So children, now we are going to learn collinear and non-collinear points. What are collinear and non-collinear points? Okay, I'll tell you. There are 9 points in this figure. Name them. If you choose any 2 points, how many lines can pass through one point? One and only one line can be drawn through any 2 distinct points. Which 3 or more of these 9 points lie on a single straight line are said to be collinear points. Which of these can be collinear? Okay, so wait 1 minute, girls. 1 minute. Okay, so now it is telling 3 or more points which lie on a straight line are said to be collinear. So which 3 or more? So here is 3 or more. So here 4 points were there. It became, because I'm sorry for that, because it's a pen. Okay, it's a pen mark. Okay, so now here we made. Now this 3 is there. Can you see this? 3. This is 3. Because it's telling 3 or more points, more than 3 points are said to be collinear points. So anything else? Can you join this 3? No. You have to join this 3 because it's being collinear. So this is the figure here. So I'm going to show you in this book also, in my book. So here if you take 3 or more points, it was said. So here it was 1. And what was more? This one, because 3 we can draw 3 line which lie on a straight line are said to be collinear. More than 3 are said to be also said to be collinear points. So this is also a collinear point. Collinear. Okay. Now. Okay. So now look. Now these 3, because this is not joining in it, because it's not for the right one. Right. So here. Here noted, I'm going to just go over it with a pen. Yeah, did. Here 4 is it? Because look. Okay, y'all understood? Okay, now what are non-collinear points? Of these 9 points, name any 3 or more points which do not lie on the same line. This was on the same line. Points which do not lie on the same line are said to be non-collinear points. Now you understood? Okay, you maybe have understood what is collinear and non-collinear. Let's go to our next definition. So children, now we are going to learn planes. What are planes? Okay, I'll tell you. Look at the pictures. What kind of surface do you see? The surface in the first 2 pictures are flat. Each flat surface is a part of an infinite surface. In mathematics, a flat surface is called a plane. Yes. Now in these 3 pictures, I'll name them. What is it? So this is a table. This is a table. Blackboard. This is blackboard. Blackboard. And this is a cylinder. Okay. Now you know this is a table, this is blackboard and cylinder. And in these 3 pictures, which is a flat surface? Which is a flat surface in this 3? Okay, I'll tell. These 2 are the flat surfaces. Can you see the table is flat? Can you see? The table is flat. And can you see this board also is board? Blackboard is flat. It's flat. It's a plane. Okay, it's plane. So it is known as a flat surface. Okay. Okay. So you understood what is the meaning of planes? Okay. Now here is one more. The name of the plane in the picture is H. Even though we draw, the name in the plane in the picture is H. Here is H, right? Even though we draw a suitable small figure, a small figure of the plane, it actually extends infinitely. It extends infinitely. Yes, it extends the or all the sides. It extends. It extends on all the sides. Okay. Arrows are drawn to show that the plane extends infinitely in all directions. Yes, it extends in all the directions. Yes. However, these arrows are often omitted for the sake of convenience. Okay. However, the arrows which are here are omitted for the sake of convenience. Okay. You are understood? Okay. Let's go to the next definition. So children, now we are going to learn parallel lines. Look at this page from a notebook. Is this page a part of a plane? If you extend lines that run sideways on the page, will they meet each other somewhere? So the answer is here. You know this answer? What is the meaning? I'll explain the answer. Lines which lie in the same plane but do not intersect, but do not matches like this, but do not intersect like this. Like this, they are known as, this is intersecting, and the lines here, this is known as parallel lines. Okay, so lines which do not in the same plane but do not intersect are said to be parallel to each other. That's the answer for this question. Okay, so children, we have done half the part of our mathematics standard 6. Okay, we have done half of the part. The half practice at 1 will continue in a part 2. So children, please like, share and subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell that you will get all the notifications of my video, of my part 2 of this video. So I will meet you in my next video. Till that time, take care of yourself and bye bye.